Give me 1 second, guys. We're gonna go ahead and do this the right way. We're gonna do a recap of what was taught. If you didn't see this yesterday, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I thought I hit the live button, which was crazy. I didn't realize it to the very end, and I should have got the reactions or whatever that should have came out of it, but it didn't. So we did record the full session on Facebook, so that's gonna be out to you probably here either in 12 to 24 hours, but we're going to do a recap so you can understand what you're about to walk into. And I'm just setting this up right now. See this yesterday. Making sure that everyone sees this. And this is not going to be long. I want people to think, hey, man, he's going to have me watching a long video. I wouldn't have you do that. We're just going to give recaps and get you going so you understand, hey, like, why is these things a certain way, right? Why is it that if you are with TURO, why do you have to pay insurance? Because a lot of people get that misconstrued. They say, oh, this is this is not actually what it's supposed to be. This is not supposed to be fair. But you have to think about it. If the vehicle is not on the platform being rented out at the time, someone has to cover the insurance because most states are not going to let you ride around with a vehicle if it doesn't have even liability on it. Liability is the basic one. We need you to have enough money to cover if you get someone in an accident, get them hurt or damage their property. A lot of people don't think about that, but it's very true. So just bear with me for 1 second as we go ahead and get this thing going here because I'm jumping around computers. I uploaded the thing. So Miss Vernaliza, if you're seeing this video in replay, go ahead. I'm going to send you a link. This link is going to take you to the video so you can go ahead and make your edits to it. Let's see where we at here. Here we go. I think, yeah. Let's see what we can do. That way people get notifications too. I hope everyone's doing well. I don't want you to think, oh man, this dude fell off, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't fall off. I just been busy just running around with my head cut off. Just making preparations to travel, right? And y'all might know if the people watching this on my personal channel or why I'm traveling. But it's nothing to be worried about, nothing crazy or whatnot. But it just has to be done. I have to get out here and travel and take care of things. And I haven't forgot about the contest, guys. We're still short right now. Hopefully, within a week or so, we can make the true announcement of who's going to be the winner. So what you don't know, if y'all are just catching this on the backside, we have a channel contest, right? We're trying to grow our subscribers to 2,500 subscribers. Easy to enter the contest. You just have to comment, like, and share our videos, right? Once we see this, once we reach the number, we're going to do a random drawing. That person, he or she, will win $200. And we're going to try to do this for each milestone. We're going to keep increasing the amount of money that we're going to give away, right? It's not going to be every month because those numbers, we want to grow a true organic base. I see people who pay for subscribers, right? And to me, that's whatever it is, right? If you choose to do that, you choose to do that. But that's neither here or there. I didn't come here to talk about YouTube. I came here to talk about, hey, like, what's the deal with this guy's program? And I'm about to give it to you. Just bear with me as I go ahead and share this out to the team, because I definitely want this to be shared. I definitely want people to enjoy themselves, and we're just going to get this quick recap going. And unfortunately, like with how I'm doing this stuff, it makes it hard. It makes it hard for me to do this because with YouTube, you don't get the link to it until you broadcast it, right? So that's what I'm using now to get people to go to YouTube and watch it now. There's a lot of folks are asking about this last night, which it kind of threw me off because I thought I was actually talking to people on Facebook per se, but I think they were just talking to me through the messengers, right? Like, hey, can you talk about this? Can you talk about that? Which I have no problem talking about the vehicles. I think that's cool that we talk about these cars because I truly do want y'all to succeed. If you're using anything like Turo, which is not hard, you can do it. It can be achieved, right? And you just got to understand the insurance portion of it. If you understand the insurance portion, nothing's going to stop you. So there's different packages, and there's different packages varying based off of your design, what your comfort level is. A lot of folks would tell you that they want to get the bare minimum, but you got to understand if you get the bare minimum protection, because they consider protection plans, not insurance, because it's totally two different things. You have your insurance portion that you get on your own, and you got the protection plan that they offer. And you can't say, I don't want to take no protection. Well, you could in a way, but I wouldn't advise that because you'd be paying like $2,500 a pop for any type of damage. So it's not really worth that, right? Like right now, we discovered some damage on the buttons. I'm not filing a claim for that, right? Because you got to file your claims within 24 hours if you see some damage. What you should do, if anything, make sure I get this posted. Uh, if anything, you want to make sure you document everything very well so people understand where you're going in regards to filing a claim. But sometimes you can just talk to a customer and say, hey man, what happened? What's all this going on? And the damage that I seen, which I'll be able to check out when I get home, it's not too bad. I mean, it is an eyesore, like my nephew was telling me, but it's like we can basically easily fix that by pasting buttons on there and then just go to a later time to replace the radio cover because they don't have the individual buttons. And things happen, right? You have to again remember when you're renting these cars out, these are not your personal cars. These are cars to get a customer from A to B, right? A to B. If you do use your personal car, I can understand where it could be very, very essential. Like for me, I had my car used before and it kind of threw me off in a bad way. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go to a share screen. Let's go to Turo itself because this is what I did yesterday. And we're not going to be too long. I'm going to get right to the point. So, if y'all do leave any questions, unfortunately, I'm not going to answer them until later on, like in another series because I want to get you in and out, right? And you can watch the whole program that we're going to have. We're going to break it out, the whole program, and then breaking it out into parts. So that way, however you take information, because for me, sitting in classes and stuff all day, I really don't learn that way. It's like, give me the short bit of the information, walk away, come back later, and pick up the other bit of information. So we're going to go ahead and share our screen. All right. Let's go to share screen. And my folks, they're probably sleeping now. That's no issue. We're good, right? Folks in the United States that I'm talking about. They're gonna catch this in the morning and see what I'm talking about. So right now we're looking at Turo. Before you hit this button, becoming a host, you should be looking at insurance and protection. Very, very straightforward, right? So basically, with the insurance portion, you have your separate insurance and you have your protection plan. They're not the same thing. Your insurance is what you typically have when you're looking to protect your car when it's not being rented. Turo does not offer anything for that. Only thing they offer is while the car is being rented on a platform is their protection plan. And when I mean rented, I'm not talking about, hey, I enrolled my vehicle. I mean actual renting. Like my cars right now are actually on the road driving. That's what I'm talking about. So when the car is done with a trip and it's in your possession, then it disengages from the protection plan. Now you don't have to constantly go back and go, hey, I'm on the phone. I got my car. It's on the road. They're gonna see that with the reservation. So it's basically seamless in the background. But some of the things that you do get with the protection plan underneath travelers, with their insurance, because it's protection plan, but it's not a insurance. It's per se like that, right? It's basically covering your butt. If something happens in an event that your guest get in an accident, you got almost you got $750,000 in third party liability insurance. You have vehicle protection, because they protect you looking at the cash value. We're going to talk about that quickly. Of course, roadside assistance, right? And these are the plans that you'll be looking at. And you can set this for each vehicle. You don't have to have all of the same thing. So we'll dive deeper in this because it breaks it down a little bit better. When you dive deeper into this, they talk about the protection plan. They give you the glossary about the deductible. They talk about exterior wear and tear. They talk about host take, liability coverage, loss of host income, physical damage, reimbursement for replacement vehicle, TURO takes. Now, this is pretty straightforward. We'll go from the one that takes the most from you all the way to the one that takes the very little from you. So with pros and cons to every one of them, right? So with the 60 plan, this one you pay no deductible because what TURO does is they take 40% of what you bring home. For example, if you rent the car out, let's say for a week or so, and it's going to be $500 you're going to make. Underneath that, TURO's going to do their fees, taxes, stuff. That fee for processing it, they're going to take 40% of that 500. But on the other end is that if your car gets jacked up, you're going to have a no deductible, right? That means the car can be messed up. You don't have to pay no deductible. You're good. And that deductible is not something you physically pull out your pocket. They're going to take it from the damage assessment from the insurance, right? And say, minus this, go get it fixed or whatever. And they'll recommend you some places. And you can find places to go get your car fixed. They're not going to say, you must go here, but they will help you out. Additionally, this looks at exterior wear and tear reimbursement for vehicles. On top of that, they look at the loss of host losing income for the repair. They pay you basically $50 a day for the replacement vehicle for a 10-day max. So it's not forever. It's not a month. So if your car's in the shop and they say your car's going to be down, like my car's going to be down for approximately 2 to 3 weeks because I got to order parts, paint, all that stuff, I will be basically out of pocket after day 10, right? I will just take that L. And that's why I tell people not to buy brand new cars, not to finance these cars if you can afford as much as possible. I had 2 cars that I financed, but it was with another platform. This is before I got into TURO. And my whole gear is to just go after a car. If you're going to finance, it's got to be very low finance, like one of these shops that you see on the street. And they say, yeah, we're selling at a lower price. But really try to get a cash card as much as you can. If that means you got to work with the banks to try to get a loan, a small loan or whatnot, do it. Not sitting there saying, hey, I need an auto loan because it might look at you. We're not going to do it because, if you got to tell them I just need a personal loan doing repairs, let them know. You don't have to sit there and say, I'm going to do a loan to get a car on TURO because these people who hear this stuff are risk averse, basically, right? They mean that they're not comfortable with it. And I'm going to explain about that with the insurance. 75, this is the one that I have. Spring for solid protection with minimal deductible. So my deductible is $250. Every time something happens, it's $250. With this in mind, it says 30-day replacement vehicle reimbursement uh, during the 10-day max. Now they put a bunch of stars on here. So I know y'all can say, hey, what's this means? Bunch of stars. Let's see what it says. We saw a bunch of stars, right? Tell me if I'm lying. Yeah, I saw a bunch of stars. I look like an old person trying to read this. If a host elects to receive a loss of income on a 60 plan, they won't be eligible for any replacement vehicle reimbursement and vice versa. If a host elects to receive replacement reimbursement, they won't be eligible to receive loss of host income. And then I got another thing about remote technology. So they ain't really give much stuff. I can tell you right now, I hadn't seen any type of reimbursement other than them fixing the car, right? And right now, I mean, I'm not having any issues with that, right? The car that I have that's being currently repaired is the Dodge Charger, and we'll talk about that. Again, with the 80 plan, 80% you take home, they take home 20%. Everything's the same, but your deductible goes up. And you also got to notice with the 75 and 80, no replacement vehicle reimbursement, doesn't include wear and tear, doesn't include loss of income doing the repair, right? They're not going to reimburse you. And all these keep going up. It's like the same thing. You take home a little bit more money, but you pay a little bit more deductible. And I think in their eyes, they said, well, Turo's like, well, if you're going to cut us out with protecting your car, you're good then. You can basically handle your own deductible, which people can do it. And you got the 2,500. Now let me explain this to you, right? Like, why did I choose the 75? To me, I can't see myself paying Turo 60% or 40% of what I'm doing, because you got to think about, as a host, doing it semi-passive or passive income way, right? You have to take the time to set the prices. You have to take the time to get the car clean, maintain, all those things to make sure the car's right. Keeping up with that maintenance is not cheap, right? So that's why I'm like, it's not worth it. Now, if you are very nervous, hey, this is my first car, I don't want my car to mess up, might be a brand new car. Let's say you got a brand new car, which I kind of recommend you stay away from the 2024s to 2023s, primarily because of recalls. If a car gets a recall, Turo will place that car on a hold, meaning that no one can rent that car until the recall is addressed. Now, sometimes recalls can be fixed easily, but sometimes there are times when I first was going on to another platform and I wanted to get this car fixed, and they said there's a national recall for this particular item with something with the trunk, that if someone was to get stuck in the trunk, I know it sounds crazy, if someone was to get stuck in the trunk, they're not going to be able to do the things that they need to do as far as get out, because the trunk wire will melt because of the heat, which sounds like the thing is made out of wax or something. And they didn't have no recommended solution. So if I would have went ahead with the vehicle that I picked, that vehicle would have been sitting there for probably like 6 months to a year, losing money instead of making money. And again, you don't want cars to be sitting around. You want your cars to be constantly moving. So to me, 75 was reasonable, because 250, I'm not gonna really miss 250. As you get more cars, you may want to go up, because your cars are going to be your buffer to cover you, but you got to look at your operation costs and whatnot. So it depends up to you. But I think starting out with the 75 plan will help you stay stronger in regards to not having to give all that money. Because think about it. If you're doing all this stuff, and if you got a team, like I have a team, this is how I work mine. I still got to pay people. So I have to pay my folks. Turo is just a broker. They're just kind of like the middleman. They put the people who got cars in the room with the people who want to rent cars. That's all they do, right? And then they answer with customer support and whatnot. Now, with that in mind, I do take it seriously when you look at some of the protection plans that they do give you, right? These protection plans do help, but on the other side of the coin, you want to make sure you look at the insurance. So let's back out of this real quick and go to the insurance portion, not this part, but like the tools, right? So you go here, you go to host tools. When you go to host tools, they talk about all the stuff they got to give you guidance. And this is good to go to when you're first starting out. If you're trying to figure out how to do all these things, if you don't do the course or get the free book, definitely check this out, right? So you can see what they offer, and they're talking about trends and stuff. And you can see all the good things they talk about. Like, oh, this is nice. Let's go to your host hub. Gonna kick me out. Yeah, that's crazy. Actually, I don't need to log in. I don't know why I'm thinking it. You don't have to log in for this portion I'm about to show you. Let's go to tools. Let's go to, here we go, deals and discounts. So when you go here, they give you offers to help you out, right? They show you different things from safety inspections, vehicle financing, car buying, cleaning, tools, maintenance, insurance, parking, and taxes and bookkeeping. One thing that you do want to look at here is the car insurance. Now they only showing ABI. ABI to me, I never dealt with them. And this, they don't give you a flat price. That's the one thing I can say. So depending on what type of vehicle you have, you could be paying higher or lower. So we can click on this now and close the screen off. Um, So we go here to talk about the full coverage, and they don't really go into details because they're like, please have the vehicle and driver information. And to me, it just seems like it's a little bit higher because depending on who you get on there, whoever's your team, your staff, you may be paying a lot more. And then they use GPS tracking. They use what I use similarly with Bouncy, which I use primarily. But Bouncy, for me, it gives me a flat rate across the board for all the cars. So it's not different based off the year and the model, this and that. The catch with these programs is that if you're truly going to use these cars for your business, right, you're not going to be using it sometimes for your business, sometimes this and that. And when I say sometimes this and that, mean like, hey, on weekends, I'm driving the car. On weekdays, they can drive the car. If you're doing it, this is not going to work with you. You may have to go with ABI. Now, with Lula, and Lula has their site too, but for some reason it was down. You can basically have your car out there, have about 3 miles to yourself to drive your car for business use only. That's right, business use only. So, for example, he's like, how are they going to track that? They're going to use a tracking device called Bouncy. So, with Bouncy, you're able to see what's going on with your vehicle as far as like engine, battery, any type of maintenance that you're tracking that you have it triggered to let you know. All that stuff comes into play. But anyway, when you are using Lula, they will be able to track everything that you did. So it's not like that was their agreement. There's not like, well, I must say that I'm using this business use, but then it's 10 o'clock p.m. Why is your car at this club at night? How's that business use? So when you think about business use, because you're using it for Turo, they're gonna ask, hey, how what are you planning on using this car for renting out on Turo? Business use is considered to be like taking the car to car wash, changing out the tires, doing maintenance, doing any type of vehicle repairs, traveling to and from destinations to drop off the car or to pick up a car, things like that, right? Those are considered business use only, right? Where if you try to, or get gas, where if you try to say, well, I drove it here and this and that, and then God forbid you have an accident, you have to explain that to them because they can deny the coverage. Say, hey, you sure you was doing that at 10 o'clock, changing the oil? You know, they're gonna look at the time and stuff. So you got to be mindful, and they're gonna be able to look at the GPS. I never had an issue, knock on wood somewhere. Got a little bit of wood or some paper here. I never had an issue with them so far. The process takes about 2 to 3 days for you to get your information uploaded, meaning that they need to see your license or the person who's going to drive your vehicle. They need to see the sale of the car, meaning that do you have proof that this car is in your possession, registration, of course, a bill of sale if you bought the car cash or whatnot. And then pretty much that's it. Once you go from that point right there, they let you know 2 or 3 days the car's activated. Now I was able to talk to them, I think, one time to push one of the cars that was just pending, and they pushed it through instantly. So with them, the claims, if you have a damage claim, it's about $1,000 for a deductible, which is not too bad because if you're driving the car for business use and you only drive for business use, it's not going to be able to interfere with what you got going on. I think that's truly what the main thing is in regards to having Turo. Now, going back on my story about the damages that I've seen on my vehicle, I won't lie. I had a Dodge Charger. Well, I won't say had. I still have it. I have the Dodge Charger that recently got in an accident. I'll give you the whole background story. Customer drove all my cars. Right, had no issue. Cars came back pretty clean. She decided to rent out the Dodge Charger. Dodge Charger got messed up, but the story wasn't adding up. Right, the story was that she said that she was in a parking lot because the story kept changing. But listen to me. She was in the parking lot, guy backed into her, right? Which happens that happened to me last week in my car here. And when that took place, that vehicle looked like someone just jumped over it. My bumper was messed up, the adaptive cruise control was messed up, the hood looked like it was bent in. So the hood's like it's supposed to be like this. It was like that part of the hood on the right side of the car. So I was listening to her. I didn't say anything. I said, okay, maybe it happened. I don't know. I don't know how fast this dude was going, but that's a hell of a hit. Versus how I got hit was paint scrape. This was like structural damage. Like you, you're gonna have to get new parts. So she said everything was well until her grandson wanted to fight the guy, so they almost fought, which made no sense because why are they fighting? So I'm like, that's weird because she was dropping her grandson off at his job, she said. But then I said, okay, do you got his insurance? Do you have his information? Yeah, I got his information. So when I pulled up on the screen, because you can on your Turo on the phone, there's no insurance policy. I said, who's the insurance with? Oh, I thought he put it in there. I gave him the phone and he put it in there. I said, okay. I said, okay, where's the police report? Police didn't take a report. In the state of North Carolina, they would not take a report if you both agree on um, filing with your insurance. But caution to everyone for hosts and guests, always get a police report because anyone can go back and say, I'm not doing it now. They can wait for the police to leave so you know I'm not doing it. He said, I got his tag plate and everything, but it doesn't matter at this point. So then we looked at the car. I think it's just that front end damage. Tires on, I think, on the right side, the rim is bent, right? The rim is bent. The tire look like piece of just got chewed off. Two tires are messed up. So then I'm like, hold on now, wait a second. Hold on 1 second. Like, hold on. How's this happening? So she said, well, the police pulled her over to the curb. Wait a minute, which one is it? Did they pull you over at the parking lot or they pull you over to the curb? Because even with curb damage, it wouldn't occur to that. What we're thinking is that looking at the proof, looking at the data, with that balance, the balance sheet tracked that the car went 119 miles per hour, maximum speed, multiple times. I think that car was near a street where they do street racing in Charlotte and happened to be a Dodge Charger. Everyone say it's a muscle car. To me, I don't think it's a muscle car. It's got a Hemi engine in it, but it's a four-door. I don't know a lot of four-door muscle cars. Dodge Charger used to be a two-door, but they upgraded it to a four-door. So, it's a large sedan. Don't let them fool you. But I guess they're trying to make it like that, right? But you got a Challenger too. So they drove a car, hit the curve, caused some type of damage. They hit something and then try to play like nothing happened. So I was like, I need a police report. Where's the module at? Because if this happened at the so-called parking lot, the module is big as this troll doll. You will be able to see it's big and it's heavy. So well, we gotta go back on the street and see it. So I'm like, okay, which one is it? Did you get hit in the parking lot? Did you get hit on the street? Did you get hit on the highway? Like we don't have no idea. So then she's like, well, we would have been able to get you a police report if you let us hold on to the car longer. I said, nope, we're done. I'm like, if I can't find this guy, you're on the hook to pay for it. He said, well, I got a protection plan, but with the guests having protection plans, it's totally different from what we have as a protection plan. We're covered, right? If you got the protection plan, because the deductibles and all that good stuff. But with a guest, they only have so much, right? So if she didn't get the full blown coverage like they usually give you when you go to Hertz or Enterprise, where that car can go in the water and you can walk away, you don't have to pay anything, then you're gonna be owing stuff. So at the end, I did give her a bad review because we know that this car was used based off the data used for driving recklessly, right? And that's dangerous, and then you're not really respecting the property. Now that can happen, right? And our lessons learned was like, what we plan on doing is fixing the car, making sure that the car's got a kill switch in it. Not saying every car needs to have, but I do recommend if you are gonna go with the muscle car way, install a kill switch. They don't cost that much to get, and they don't cost much to install. So you can use your phone. And when you use your phone, you can basically kill the engine. Not when they're driving, but next time they're driving, the car won't crank up. And then you just send them a message, say, hey, you need to call me ASAP. We can have a conversation. Because at the end of the day, you got to protect your own asset. That's why I always recommend to go for economical cars. The only reason I did the Dodge Charger was because I was looking to jump ahead. But with me, I deliberately set the price at a higher price, unusual higher price, because we want to filter out the people who are trying to rent the vehicle. And sometimes it works. And of course, like now, it didn't work this time. But again, guys, I hope that you understand that. So I want to make you an offer here. I have the Turo Masterclass, right? And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second. Please bear in mind. Um, let's get this thing going. because a lot of people might say, "Hey, you got a lot of good information," and this information I have is very, very deep. I told people that I will start doing workshops once a month. I think that's reasonable for people who are looking to get in there without having to invest a bunch of money. But the thing is, with me doing these things, right, doing workshops, I'm only going to talk about one particular subject each month, right? Now you can wait 8 to 9 months, but the information from before may become outdated. So you don't want to put yourself in a bind when you're looking into doing Turo. Okay, we're just gonna have to go to the other thing here. Okay, we're gonna load this up for you. And this is just prompt too. I don't want you to like, damn, this dude ain't even ready to go. No, we're ready. Just getting everything put together, you know. I'm gonna show you what I'm offering, and then we're gonna go from there. And we're going to be heavily on focusing on making sure that y'all get educated. So currently I have over 200 some students in my Turo class, and right now they're learning and it keeps growing, and we want people to learn. Right, let's go to the form. I'm gonna show you. Nope, wrong form. All right, let's see if we can get this bad boy up and running. I'm sorry guys, I'm still trying to recover from some, not asthma, but some respiratory stuff that's going on. Okay, so what I have right now is a Turo Masterclass. This class will help you become an all-star. Now, I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and we currently have a deal that's going on right now. This is currently at a pre-order state. Once this date goes by, prices will increase because we have so many students that we have to take care of and make sure everyone's secure. So these are previous prices that I've had when I started off in 2023. And as you see, it kept going up, it kept increasing. As far as this looking at this, you are able to really affect people's lives. With me having customers who give me the majority 5-star reviews, because the maximum is 5 stars, but you do have some that give you lower reviews. I have designed it where it helps you to avoid getting these negative reviews, how to remove negative reviews, and how to deal with those type of customers that may give you an issue not, because you will counter that. Majority of my customers are good, but in time you do encounter some of those customers that can give you a difficult time and how to deflect from that. So with this course, I'm going to give you early access to it. It's private beta, meaning we're going to do new things in this group right here in our course. Going to give you a discount, exactly what people want to have. They want to have the Turo Masterclass at a discount because at the end of the day, I believe in removing barriers. I don't want this to be a barrier where you're thinking about, man, it costs too much. I don't know where I'm gonna get the money. Remove the barrier from your mind. You have to remove that from your mindset. And then as far as we're gonna get you on the highest tier, we're gonna give you some additional software too. So we're not only talking about with this Turo website, we're talking about using Facebook, using sticky reviews, using Link Wizard. Now with Friend Connector allow you to connect to different people in groups on Facebook. So you can go to a local group, let's say in Charlotte, and start adding people onto your Facebook account and then start promoting on your profile your cars. What you got, what you're offering, people will look, with sticky reviews, you can take reviews that people have and then graph it onto your own website. So if you have your website with your cars, you can take these reviews and stick them over there. I'm throwing that in there. With Link Wizard, instead of you having to go get these generic links, these shortcut links, you can have a link that's attached to your domain. So it looks much more professional. Now, with this, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to charge, 371 a month for this, right? I want to get you set up right. We're currently doing it for 50% off before the official launch of the next level. And I want to offer this to you today. So if you're seeing this, you definitely don't want to miss out. Now, how you do it, I will have a link down below. Actually, let's post the link now. Give me 1 second. We'll give you a link right now. If you go to the chats and the groups and stuff, I will post the link right now to you so you can see it and you don't miss out. Because I don't want people to miss out on this. Because a lot of people keep asking me, how can I be a part of this? I say you gotta definitely get some type of education, right? Now, on the other end, I do have a free book that I give to everyone who is looking to learn, who is looking to be part of something bigger than themselves that can help their family, help their community. I'm offering that as well too. And the book is similar to what I'm talking about in the course, but it's not going to dive deep down in details like me interacting with you. It's going to be live on most cases. Uh, we have it where we have modules in place. So when you're looking at the stuff, you're not like, hey, what am I kind of looking at? We give examples. We break down the stuff on PowerPoint. We break it down on whiteboards. We let people know exactly what it takes to actually get yourself going with Turo, with the right gear, with the right cars. And let's see what we got here. Give me 1 second, guys. So I'm going on with the computer. It's always something with these computers where you're thinking, okay, we're wrapping this thing up. So we're gonna go to the link and we're gonna get you going. We're gonna make sure that you're good because I don't want no one to be stuck and trying to figure out how do I do these things because no one taught them anything. And that was the thing when I initially started with promotions with online sales and things like that. People didn't want to show me, so I had to learn the hard way, which I don't want people to go through that nonsense. To me, you got to do this. If you're trying to do something that's going to really change your life, you don't want it to be where you're just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's the worst feeling. I think honestly, if you really want to make changes, you have to do it those ways as far as getting yourself going. Let's see what we got here. Let me click on this real quick. Hopefully, this is the right one. What's going on today? Networks are going down and this and that. I'm gonna throw this link in here. I have trust that this link still works from the videos, but this is the link that I post in the to the chat, and then I'm gonna do a stickler for you. We're gonna do a brand. We're gonna do a brand new one. So I just posted it right there. So that is the Turo Masterclass, right? You definitely just got to go up there, sign up, and you'll be able to get access to it. Let me know if you have any issues because I did post it into the group chat. I wanted to make sure that everyone's aware of how to get access to this so they don't have any issues. Again, we're going to have a special group for the folks that join doing this promotion. They're going to be able to talk to me directly. We'll have group chats. It's not even gonna be on Facebook. The stuff that you see on Facebook is public groups, right? It's not gonna go into the nitty-gritty. It's not gonna go into the brainstorming and the strategy of how you can create a 90% booking, how to avoid unnecessary costs. We're gonna walk you through everything. We're gonna talk it out. We even can do one-on-one sessions too and small group sessions. I definitely don't want people to be left out because in 2024, there's so much money out here to get but a lot of people don't know how to get it. And I definitely don't want you to be one of those ones they don't know how to get it. So again, guys, take care. I'm wrapping up today. This will be repeated on YouTube. It's already online. So if you got any questions or any issues, just let me know. Other than that, take care. Don't forget to subscribe too if you're looking at this on YouTube. Definitely subscribe. Drop your comments down below. Let me know if we did good. If you want me to talk about something else. Next month, we're doing another one. I might be bringing in my mechanic where we do a short session here, so you definitely don't wanna miss out. He's gonna talk about what type of cars to avoid, things that can get you hurt, meaning not physically hurt, but as for certain by losing money for your business. Don't miss